Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of We Evolve.
Today we are doing the long-awaited part 2
Long-awaited
of substance abuse episode, and we are going to be talking about marijuana.
I think you and me, we did the alcohol episode.
Yeah.
And we talked about that. So that's, if you haven't watched that episode, you definitely should.
Mm-hmm.
We learned about a couple of new information, but yeah.
I think it's 2 episodes down, but
yeah.
Just watch it. We just kind of, the posting is now out of order, so.
Don't worry, we're getting back on track for that. But today we're going to be talking about the long-awaited, and if you're a college student, marijuana.
Yeah. We mainly picked marijuana and alcohol because obviously, like, I feel like most of our audience are students or like in that age group. So, and I think marijuana and alcohol is the most common
I agree.
drugs.
And like, definitely if you guys are interested, we can do an episode on like nicotine and stuff. That's
common
as well.
We could do that one.
Yeah,
yeah.
But
that would be a good episode.
Yeah, but like the thing is, I think marijuana is pretty popular, especially with college students, and we get to learn more about them today.
So anyways, last episode we talked about alcohol, which, if you guys don't know, alcohol is also a drug. Like, pretty much anything that alters the brain chemistry is a drug. So just because it's not, like, it's like liquid doesn't mean it's not a drug.
Right.
Which we talked about in there, and we did also talk about what drug addiction is, and drug addiction is essentially just your brain kind of depending on a specific drug for certain neurotransmitters, hormones, and feelings to be released, right? So it affects the brain's behavior, and it essentially leads to the inability to control drug use, despite knowing that these drugs cause harmful consequences to your body. So the line, if you're like addicted to drugs, and I was just like, you know it's bad for you, it's like that line doesn't work because you already know that.
I already know it's bad, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Okay.
Oh, you already know it's bad. So, you can't, that doesn't really work. When people say like, oh, I don't understand why they do it, do they not know it's bad? They do know it's bad. That's the whole point of drug addiction. They just can't stop.
And it's like sad. So you should be there and you should help someone out.
But yeah, the last episode we also talked about what alcohol is, how it affects your brain physically and mentally. We also talked about different types of alcohol and what each type of alcohol does to your body.
Yeah. So now we can start with the episode. We're going to talk about marijuana, what's it made out of, how it's made, and all that. But basically, I feel like a lot of people would know marijuana is recreationally known as weed. And according to the NHI on drug abuse and all that, marijuana is a plant that does contain a psychoactive chemical, which is called THC, which produces that mind-altering effects by like interacting with your brain receptors and disrupting your normal brain communication. And it can also impair memory and learning and attention and judgment and all the other things that a lot of drugs do.
Yeah. So marijuana can also impair memory, and I do think there hasn't been a lot of studies done on how much does it actually affect your brain and like brain fog, and that's a terminology that a lot of people use. There hasn't actually been a lot of studies done on brain fog.
Really?
That we could like use, I would say. Okay. Like, you know how sometimes studies are done, but their main component of research is not like this one thing, but it's also in the research.
Yes.
Like, it was like
confounding factors.
Yeah. Okay. So then it was like, I can't use that research to like explain.
That's valid.
But I personally think that it does cause brain fog. Like, I do think that it causes brain fog, and I do think it lowers your
attention span.
Yeah, attention span.
I think your Yes, I agree that it lowers your attention span by a lot, and it's like it will cause brain fog. And a lot of people that like don't do weed and how they do weed, it's like they are able to notice a difference.
Yeah, and I've also seen like on like social media, I've seen in articles when people like blogs, not really articles, where people talk about like when they use marijuana, and then it's like they use like before and after kind of, and then like after they stop using it too.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, and it's like. Like they say, everybody talks about the same difference. They're like, I can think more clearly. A lot of people say,
feel like they can get back to their normal self?
It depends on how much you're using it, but a lot of people do say it's better, like a lot better. A lot of people say the like quote unquote, I feel like I lost so many brain cells. Like that's what everybody says, but
Is that actually killing your brain?
I mean, I don't know. The research, like, I haven't found, there is research out there, but I haven't found, like, credible research.
Yeah. No, that's not.
But I personally think it does. I personally think any drug that is doing this to your body is probably doing something bad, too.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes, like, the stores, like, a lot of, like, it really depends on, like, where you live and what state and whether it's legalized or not. Sometimes when you walk Vegas, like, that's all you can smell the streets, or, like, Cali or New York. But especially in Georgia, this is where we're from, it's not legal here. And that's why a lot of, it depends on certain towns, and especially our college town, I would say that they will not sell marijuana as it's supposed to be. Like, they'll sell a synthetic version, but because it's so decriminalized there, it's actually the real version.
Really?
But it's, like, under, like, a different, like, it looks like a different brand, but it could be real. It could have real, like, weed in it. But no one knows because it's decriminalized. Obviously, it's not publicized, but, like, definitely if you know people around, they'll be like, oh, wait, that's the real thing. Get that one. Yeah. They don't care.
Interesting.
And it's like synthetic THC. That's what they like advertise it to be, but sometimes it could be real. I hope I'm sure. Yes.
Okay. Anyways, so the NIDA does emphasize that regular use of marijuana or cannabis components can it's like big word, can pose risks to brain health, mental health, and behavior, making it public health concern, but we don't really have any concrete evidence that it causes this or it doesn't cause this for your brain health.
There's not a lot of studies done on marijuana, I feel like.
Or there are a lot of studies done on marijuana, but not marijuana and the brain. And not long term.
There's no, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not long term use. There's very short term uses, but I think, like, with marijuana being such a prevalent rise, especially with the teen community, I feel like there should be more studies done. It should be out. You know, like, it's like, I know that nic is bad. I know alcohol is bad, but it's like, I don't know a lot about, like, THC, weed. I don't know anything about that.
I think part of the reason is because weed is not as addictive as alcohol.
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah, so I think that's like, so maybe, like, in general, obviously this is not like any scientific thing, but maybe in general there are less people that are using marijuana on a regular basis because they're addicted. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like,
the thing is, marijuana is a stimulant, hallucinogen, and a depressant, all three. But it is classified as not addictive. Like, you can't, you're not.
You can, but it's not like,
you might be dependent on it, but it's like, you're also like, it's not supposed to be considered like an addictive component.
Yeah. So I think that's probably why, because probably the people that are using marijuana on a regular basis, maybe they're not addicted. They just like want to do it, kind of. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I've also, this is also not like research based or anything, but I have heard from people, like, the same stories online. It is easier to get rid of a weed addiction than like an alcohol addiction
or nic addiction. A lot of people stop weed, but because it's like you're not dependent on it.
Yeah. Also, there have been studies, which we'll go into, about marijuana and mental health, but there haven't been studies on marijuana and like
mental health and marijuana. Because when we later talk about, you'll see why.
Yeah.
It's talking about mental health.
But I couldn't find any credible stuff on like specifically like neurons, neurotransmitters, like things like that.
Okay, let's talk about the different forms of marijuana. I did not know there were dried leaves marijuana. Dried leaves, flowers, stems, seeds. I had no idea you could eat that. I knew there were brownies, candies, such as edibles. It could be smoked. It could be different ways to smoke it. It's just so many, such a variety of weed.
So essentially, the active component The active component in marijuana is THC, and it's short for delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol.
If you take OChem, you're gonna know what that means.
Yeah, I can tell you up to tetrahydro. And
I can tell you tetrahydro, and ol is like an alcohol, but that's it.
And we're getting too deep into OChem. Like Shivani said, though, we have research. There are ways around, like, it being illegal
and synthetic THC.
Yeah. So, like, THC is delta-9, but I'm pretty sure they also make, like, delta-8, delta-10.
Which is not the real THC component. It's like a synthetic version, but it will still give you the same high. But the problem is, these people who make the synthetic versions, it gives you more of a powerful high, more potent, and it's actually worse for you.
Yeah, because it's not coming from like the actual
plant.
It's like man-made. It's basically man-made.
Yeah, it's lab made basically. You're making it in a lab, you're putting it together, and then you're sending it out to these people who are consuming it. But the problem is it's extremely potent, and it's like, I would say it's worse.
I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the way this whole thing works is like the drug that's illegal is marijuana. It's not THC that's illegal. So it's like you can still extract THC and then put it into, like, you know how they sell
I thought it was the
CBD
opposite.
stores?
I thought it was the opposite.
Oh.
Or actually, you might be right.
Because
Like,
like,
there's THC.
There's THC in
Yeah, you're right.
like
You're right.
CBD stores,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And those are legal. So I'm like...
Also, medical marijuana, I'm pretty sure is legal here.
Yeah, medical marijuana is legal. But
again,
that's a whole different
that
thing.
high you're getting from medical marijuana is not the same as like a normal THC high that people usually get.
Yeah, also medical marijuana, they're giving you Delta 9. They're not giving you synthetic.
They're giving you Delta 9. I'm talking about Delta 9 in general.
Oh.
But like that, like you're given a specific amount to ingest, you know? Like your prescribed amount.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
you're not given like...
people are not just taking it to take.
Yeah. So I'm gonna...
Hashish.
Yeah, go. You got
Hashish, I think. I have no idea. I don't think I pronounced that right. But apparently, it's the substance taken from the tops of female marijuana plants, and it's the highest amount of THC. Did not know that.
I didn't know a lot of this.
Yeah, hashish. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but...
And that's probably right. Hashish? That's probably right. Hashish? Anyways, the THC in marijuana acts on your brain and the entire central nervous system, and it causes brain cells to release dopamine, which it's a common theme. Like, you know, we talked about it in
everything's
alcohol.
dopamine.
We also have a dopamine episode coming out. Stay tuned. Dopamine is essentially a chemical that's involved with mood and thinking, and it's called that like feel good, pain, pleasure, brain chemical, and it is released essentially.
So we already
Pleasure,
produce
pain.
dopamine. Some people might produce less dopamine. Some people might more dopamine. It could be like schizophrenia, depression.
And we have a threshold level.
Yeah.
It's just THC is causing dopamine. It's like a dopamine inducer. Yeah, like it causes more dopamine to get released, essentially.
Yeah. Which that's why when we talk about like psychosis and other mental disorders, like weed is actually, it can cause schizophrenia. And schizophrenia is high dopamine. So they actually recommend a lot of people that have like already schizophrenia in their family to not like do weed because it can induce it more. Because you're asking weed is leading to more dopamine, correct? And schizophrenia is classified by an abnormally amount of dopamine.
Okay.
So more dopamine.
So with that being said, so here's where it gets a little bit confusing. I know out there, like on Google and stuff, it says THC is not addictive. But if you look at what's happening in your brain, it's still doing the same thing, a similar thing that alcohol is doing. Like the whole reason that you're dependent on alcohol is because essentially of the dopamine release, right? And that's still happening with weed. So I'm not sure why they classify it as non-addictive because you're still getting a high dopamine release.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not getting as high of a dopamine release.
I think you know why it doesn't classify as like addictive is because that component of hallucinogen is there, and typically hallucinogens are not considered addictive. They use it for like PTSD, like to get people to overcome PTSD. Like hallucinogens are used, and they're not supposed to be addictive, which is why weed is not considered addictive. I think, but it's also considered a stimulant and depressant. So it's like those two categories are pretty addictive drugs and stuff. Why is weed not considered addictive? While Deetya searches that up, I'm going to talk more about recreational marijuana and medicational marijuana.
Oh, so we're actually wrong.
Oh, it is considered addictive?
Yeah, weed and cannabis. Well, it says can actually be addictive, contrary to the common belief that it is entirely. I think it's just less. It's less addictive. Yeah, like it's harder to get addicted to it in general because maybe
I feel like I guess like you can be dependent on weed. Like you wake up and you have to like smoke immediately, or like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Snoop Dogg, he smokes weed every day. Like he's on weed 24/7.
Oh, okay. This is what it says. Cannabis stimulates the brain's dopamine system, but generally not intensively or immediately as drugs with high abuse potential, making the physical hook less intense for many. So I think it just doesn't work as fast.
So people will stay away from it.
Yeah, and well, not they don't stay away. People still do.
There's like
marijuana.
more drugs though.
But
like
yeah,
heroin,
so I think
meth.
like you know how like with alcohol you get this like peak dopamine. I think it's like peaks, multiple peaks, but they're smaller peaks.
And then you crash.
Yes, but I also think the crash is slower. I think everything about it is
It's
just
slower. So like people will do other stuff.
Yeah, so I think it is addictive. So we're wrong. It is addictive.
It's just not be addictive.
It's just not as addictive.
Yeah. Okay, as I was saying, recreational and medicational marijuana. Okay, there are like what me and Deetya talked about earlier. There are like prescribed cannabis for people that have a lot of pain, PTSD, epilepsy, insomnia, anxiety. And I actually used to watch this TV show, a reality TV show. I'm not gonna like quote it, but that mom used to take medicine, marijuana, because she used to have really chronic back pain. And yeah, I guess they're part of they're different, but basically they're the same plants, they're the same products, basically the same cannabis, but it's like the way they're used, I guess, is in different scenarios. Like people who are recreation can take as much as they want. There's no limit. Whereas like people who have a medicine might take one edible, and that's like what they're like prescribed for.
Also, with medical marijuana, they often have lower THC than the ones that are like you use recreationally, and have a higher amount of CBD. So CBD is like the thing that is helping them.
When I look at the stores, I'm like, what's CBD and what's THC?
Because I know CBD, they use CBD in soap.
Yeah, CBD is used in soap.
Yeah. So
I don't know the difference.
But I think CBD is like what they're using in this case, and then let's see.
Yeah. I used to do that.
Yeah. Oh, CBD is the cannabis.
What is it?
It's like the component. Yeah. So CBD is a non-intoxicating, and does not cause a high. It's commonly used in oils, gummies, and lotions for potential relief from anxiety, pain, and sleep issues. So that's what they're using. The CBD interacts with the body's endocannabinoid system and helps regulate functions like sleep, mood, pain, and immune system responses. However, unlike THC, which binds directly to these receptors, CBD acts more gently to influence the body to use its own endocannabinoid. Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay, explain it.
So CBD essentially is not like CBD from like medical marijuana is not the actual thing that's like causing pain relief. It's just trying to induce your body to release its own pain management stuff. Does that make sense? And CBD doesn't cause a high.
So basically, medical marijuana is completely different from recreational.
It's not completely different. There is still THC in it, just a lower amount.
But like to the level of people who are taking recreational, I feel like is a big difference.
Yes, but you can still get high off of medical marijuana.
Our lighting went down.
It just died.
It just turned off. Okay, so again, like we said, you can be addicted to marijuana just like any other drug. And there is no safe amount. I guess the best thing is to avoid. Each individual can tolerate a different amount, but you know, if you can avoid it, avoid it.
Yeah, that's what we say with everything. There's just no good limit for drugs.
There's
like
no
you just
good.
don't.
I can't tell you that. Oh, if you just smoke one joint today, you'll be fine. Like a joint a day is like perfect, but it's like
it's just like no amount.
There's no amount.
Scary.
Just like.
Avoid it.
Just avoid it if you can, and if not, just do it with like tolerance or
do it with safe measures.
Safe measures and like.
Yeah. But we're not encouraging you to do it. Let me reiterate that.
Yes. No.
So what does marijuana do to your body once it's ingested? So I think a lot of people know marijuana causes a high. Marijuana, there's this common thing. Lose your brain cells, but like a lot of people don't actually know what it does to your body. So there's again many ways you can take it.
So we're talking about the smoking way right now.
Yeah. So THC enters the bloodstream, and then when it's smoked or inhaled, THC reaches the brain quickly within seconds, producing rapid effects. But when it's eaten, the absorption is lower.
Yes. So when you smoke it, basically that THC will go to your blood, and like Deetya said, it will reach the brain quickly and higher. But when you eat it, it's gonna take longer
It's essentially like when you breathe it in, it's going to your lungs. Your lungs are literally in charge of like
Everything.
they're like the first step to like putting oxygenated blood everywhere. And then when it's eaten though, it's going to your stomach. So it's like needs to be ingested and then it goes to bloodstream. So it takes us.
And I will say
a
this,
while.
the reason why you take drug tests and stuff, like, you can tell that you have THC in your system is because you've smoked it because it's still in your bloodstream.
Yeah. And
fat soluble.
yeah, so THC is fat soluble, meaning that it is stored in body fat and released slowly over time, which can prolong its presence in the body even after its effects wear off.
And adding on to that, that's why sometimes if you smoke weed a lot, you need to have like at least 4 to 6, like a month, I would say, to get everything out of your system before you take your drug test.
Also, people that have a slower metabolism will probably have THC in their body for longer because their body is essentially taking longer to push out all the THC.
Yeah.
So this doesn't mean that people with like a higher BMI or a higher fat percentage are like, well, I guess it kind of does mean that it stays in their body for longer. But
if you have more body fat, it'll store it.
Yeah. It kind of just depends on like how fast your body is metabolizing like your stuff. Like if you have a fast metabolism, you're probably getting THC out of your system faster than like the 30 days. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Also, it depends on how much you're doing this. Like if you're doing this every single day, it's probably going to be in your system for a long time.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you need to take, if you're trying to get a drug test or something for work, it'll take a while to get that out of your system.
Yeah.
So be careful.
At the end of the day, guys, marijuana is still a drug. Like
obviously, it's not legal for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
there must be certain places.
There must be a reason why that states are allowed to choose whether it's legal or not. There's not much research out there, just be careful.
Yep.
Adding on, THC does affect motor control and reaction time. So if you get pulled over and you are high, you can go to jail for a DUI. Oh my god, it like rhymed.
Yeah, you did a good job with that one.
Thanks.
So also remember that it's driving under the influence, not driving while drinking.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
not driving while you're drunk, driving under influence. It could be anything. It could be not cigarettes or anything. I'm pretty sure.
Because I mean, they don't cause they don't cause an impaired brain system though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you take a medication like hydrocodone that causes impaired, you cannot drive.
Opioids.
It doesn't matter. Like they're not talking about like illegal drugs only. They're talking about
opioids.
Anything.
You can't. I got my wisdom teeth removed like 4 years ago.
I would know.
Yeah, I got my wisdom teeth removed, and they gave us like the opioids to take for like pain control. I was not allowed to drive, and as soon as my mom was like, "You're not allowed to drive when you're on that," I quit. I was like, "I need to drive. I cannot."
Yeah. So when they say it's again, like I want to say this over and over again, it's not DUI is driving under influence. It's not driving under drinking. Like you can't take weed and drive. I'm sorry. Like I think a lot of people think, oh, it's okay because like you're not actually like acting crazy, but you're not in the right mindset. It is still
like people say they're so locked in while driving. I'm like, you're not. You're really not.
You're not. You just can't.
But also if you don't care, okay, but like care about other people on the road. Like you could kill them. Like even though you're completely fine, you think you're the best driver in the world. Like just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
We've had like we know somebody.
I know so many people that do it.
No, I know somebody that got hit by a drunk driver.
Oh what?
Yeah.
Oh, we will talk about this after. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that was hit by a drunk driver, but I know a lot of people that do smoke and drive, and it's not good. Don't do that.
Just don't do it. Just don't take drugs. Just don't take drugs. Anyways, so
the different methods. Like we said, smoking will lead to a higher and more an immediate effect, but it will wear off. Whereas if you eat it, it's a long lasting effect. It'll hit you slower, but it'll last you the entirety until you sleep, I would say. Like it takes a while to wear off.
Yeah. Eating it just it's lower peaks, but it just lasts longer. So if somebody eats it and then you realize you're too high, you gotta wait a long time for it to get out.
You just gotta sleep. Like I don't really know what to say. Like you can't go to the doctor either and be like, "Help, I'm like high." They're gonna be like,
they can't do anything.
Literally,
like, nobody can do anything.
Just go sleep.
Like if you go, like if you're, it's kind of like if you have alcohol poisoning, they can pump your stomach out, right? They can't take THC out of your brain.
Once it's in your bloodstream,
it has to just wear it off. Like, you just have to wear it off.
So now we're going to talk about some of the results. When we were doing research, we found out about weed. I thought it was pretty similar.
Yeah, so before we talk about what we found, while we were researching this stuff, I thought if you smoke weed, it's bad for your lungs. Like, I thought it's like...
I also thought the same.
I mean, I knew it wasn't as bad as nicotine or like smoking because it's the substance in nicotine is causing your lungs to be bad.
But still, you're smoking. It's like you would assume that your lungs are going to get cooked.
Yeah, like I thought, like, the way I think about it is like if you breathe air in a country that has bad air quality, it affects your lungs.
It does.
So I thought if you...
Okay, and again, this is not to advertise that,
Oh yeah, guys, like
we're literally just like finding research, and I was just truly surprised because I know a lot of people turn away from smoking weed because they're like, I don't want to like ruin my lungs. But it's like, wait.
So, but there are other bad things.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Yes, but again, these results are extremely different. But in a short term of marijuana, it actually widens your airways, so bronchodilation, and it does improve airflow. So it's like,
and I think I know why.
Okay.
But
okay, and then the long-term data shows that there is little to no drop in your lung function. So there essentially there is nothing really happening to your lungs, and with that widening of airways in your short term means that you're actually improving your lung airflow. But you were saying, why do you think?
I think maybe it's like relaxing your muscles a little bit. So then it's like opening.
That's a good point. Yes, because okay.
That's what I thought. So I was like, because when I was reading this, that makes sense though. Like, right, like to relax your muscles, so it's like able to like expand.
Can I also say this?
But I don't know if
that's weed true, and smoke tobacco and like nicotine. It's like different ways of inhaling it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I feel like with weed you have to inhale it like really deep into yourself, but with Nick you just like inhale and then blow out, inhale and blow out. It's like different in ways. I don't know. Maybe that could be a reason. I have no idea. But I will tell you this: it does not cause COPD, which unlike tobacco, that does. And yeah, COPD is coronary obstruction pulmonary disease. Yes, and that is really detrimental. Like there's a lot of times, like I used to shadow and I used to see patients that had COPD, and it's like really, really like deep.
Like wheezing.
Crunchy cough and like wheezing, and it's just sad, and it's like surprising that weed does not cause that.
Yeah. So how does it affect your mental, social, emotional health? Well, go.
Sorry, I was gonna quickly touch on like some of the things weed can cause.
Okay, go.
Weed can cause chronic cough, wheezing, mucus, and it can also cause large airway inflammation, so bronchitis. But there isn't a lot of studies on the lung cancer, but it doesn't show no increased risk of lung cancer.
It doesn't show any like what do you call it, like statistically significant.
Yeah, results. Statistically significant. So we can assume that although it might irritate your airways, it does not cause COPD and it does not cause lung cancer. But again, we don't know the long-term use. This is all short-term data. So again, it is less harmful than tobacco, but in teens it should be discouraged, and safer medical delivery methods should still be preferred. So yeah, just really
just don't do it.
Just try not to do it, but if you do it, just be smart about it. Yeah. Okay, now I'll talk about
So mental health, emotional health, that we do have research on. So
this one, we got a lot.
We have a lot of research on this. So yes, it can cause anxiety, and it does cause anxiety in a lot of people, and paranoia during and after use. So I would say with any kind of drug, the way a person reacts to a drug is different person to person. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're somebody that is, like, paranoid in general, you're probably not going to have, like, a fun, jolly time. Because it's, like, It
actually was, I will say that, like...
It causes you to be more paranoid in general. So if you're already a paranoid person, you're going to be, like, freaking out. But if you're, like, more a relaxed person, it's going to cause you to be paranoid, but not enough for you to...
Freak out. But let's say, like, I will say this, like, smoking weed and stuff, like, if you already have anxiety, I feel like it will increase your anxiety as well.
Well, it does. So, weed in general does cause anxiety and paranoia, which is why I'm saying it's different person to person, because it depends on your personality. Like, if you're somebody that's paranoid and is already anxious, you're probably, everything's going to be heightened. You're going to be more anxious and more paranoid. So, it's not, we can't say, like, every single person is going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
You can't say that because it's just different, person to person. But people who use it are more likely to develop psychosis, experiences like hallucination, losing touch with reality, and other serious mental health illnesses like schizophrenia, and that's if they start to use it more and more frequently.
And I will say that schizophrenia is a super scary mental illness. I don't know if you're on TikTok, but I saw this TikTok.
Also, I just want to say one thing. When you have a mental illness, you probably don't even know you have it until you're too deep in. So
that's
it's
true.
So it's like if you, because like these are more prevalent in people that smoke it like on a regular basis, like are dependent on it. You're probably, by the time you realize that you have a mental health disorder that's like serious enough, you're probably addicted at this point. So it's like it's just like, are you really gonna quit?
I watched this TikTok video, and it was like what living with schizophrenia feels like, and it's like, I guess, an AI generated thing, but it's like you basically, it's like a first person POV of you waking up and like whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything at first. I thought something was gonna jump out. I got scared, but turns out I had my volume off, and then when I turned it up, it's like literally voices talking. It's like, oh my god, they're waking up, and like it's like a girl and a guy talking to each other. It's a voice. Two voices being like, oh my gosh, they're waking up, and then it's like this person gets up there like, you're worthless, you're stupid, you're idiot. Oh my god, the phone's ringing. Oh my god, what are they gonna say? And then they pick up the phone, and it's like, the phone is just someone's talking normally, but the voices are like, they think they're stupid. It's like so scary. I was like, oh my god, like, and I'm like, I don't know, that's like so scary, like that some people have to actually deal with this in their everyday life, and it's like we can also cause it. So it's like,
yeah,
watch that video. It's scary. Schizophrenia is a very scary thing because it's not only hearing stuff, you can actually visualize stuff. And I see the videos where it's like telling my dog to greet like a person if I'm seeing it, to see if it's some hallucination or not. Have you ever seen this? Okay, I'm on some TikTok. People will be like, they tell their dogs to greet, and like if their dogs are not greeting anyone, that means that person's fake. But they're actually like hallucinating a person there. It's like so scary.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I have
Guys, just don't do it.
Just be careful.
Anyway, so the results show the clearest, strongest link for psychosis and addiction. So what that means is just, we have like numbers here, but I don't think you guys want to hear the numbers. So what that means essentially that if like the more and more addicted you are, the higher chances of developing psychosis there are.
And there are studies, a lot of studies on this. So this, like, I know with the old data we talked about previously with the lung function and stuff, like there are, I wouldn't say limited study, but there's not a lot of long-term studies, whereas this one, there are long-term studies. So what we are telling you is, I guess, like...
So I think it's, like, safe for us to say that marijuana affects mental health in a negative way. So take that as you will. If somebody is taking marijuana and feels good, that is a short-term effect. Because in the long term, you're not going to feel good. Like, the data shows that marijuana leads to, like, a bad mental health feeling. And I think it's safe to say that. We have a lot of data on different mental health disorders, illnesses. Again, mental health is a spectrum. So paranoia looks different person to person, psychosis looks different person to person, schizophrenia looks different person to person, depression looks different person to person, but they cause these things.
Yeah. Just be careful. And I guess, like, we covered most of the important things about just, like, marijuana and their mental health thing, but again, like we said, like, marijuana, you can overcome a marijuana addiction, but, like, again, it depends on, like, what level you're at. If you just started, you can definitely get over it, but definitely talk to your healthcare professional and figure out what you want to do. Yeah.
Another thing I want to talk about is kind of, like, we did find this kind of interesting. So some states, obviously, marijuana is illegal. Like, it's illegal here in Georgia. Recreational marijuana is illegal. Medical marijuana is still, I'm pretty sure it's still legal. Mm-hmm. But It's illegal here. So I wanted to see, like, in general, are there more people that use it in legal states? Because I would still say that you go to downtown Atlanta, you can still smell
you can
weed
smell
in the
weed.
air.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You can smell weed on
clearly
MARTA.
people are still using it, but like, I guess it's just
considered illegal.
It is illegal. Like, so if you
it's illegal.
if you get found with it,
You can go to jail.
you can go to jail.
My professor went to jail because of marijuana.
Really?
Yeah, he had it in his car. And he went to rehab, got help and everything. But he also went to a state where it's legal and they're selling like a weed smoothie.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I do know in California it's legal, and I didn't know that when I
California.
went to California for
Really?
the very first time. Because I mean, I never like thought to like search that up.
Yeah.
The whole like after like 8 p.m. the streets literally reek of weed.
And not only that, I will say that there are dispensaries like here and there in Vegas and California. Like literally, I saw like this dispensary drive-thru. It was a dispensary drive-thru, by the way. They were selling weed, and people are just like standing in line, picking it up, standing in line, picking it up. It's just like
That's
funny.
crazy. That's actually crazy. But
A lot of the northern states have it legal. I will say that.
okay. So I wanted to see again if more people use it in legal states versus illegalized states. But actually, no, it's not. I mean, there are more people that are using it where it's legal, but I don't think it's as strictly enforced as other drugs where it's illegal. Does that make sense? So people, it's not like, again, not statistically significant. There are pretty similar amount of people are using it. It's just like people in states where it's legal are using it like freely, like out in public, freely. Whereas people illegal are, I guess, like not hiding. I wouldn't even say people are hiding it.
I don't know.
Like just like being more conservative about it, but
There are certain states where it's like Virginia, for example, it's legal there, but it is illegal to smoke it in the streets, and you can go to jail if you have it on the streets. Or
I mean, I
have it
feel
on
like that's
you.
like alcohol though. Like
You can smoke it in your own public vicinity of your property. You can't smoke it on public. Like, you know how like New York just reeks if people be just smoking it? Like, I visited Boston, I'm standing there, and this guy comes out of the airport, and he just takes out a blunt, and he starts smoking it.
Oh my
Like,
God.
that's legal there. Whereas Virginia, it's also legal there, but it's like you're not allowed to just walk around smoking it.
Okay, I mean that makes sense because like you can't. Alcohol is legal, but you're not, it's like you can't. Pretty sure you can't drink in public places.
You can't carry an open container in public.
I mean, I don't
places.
think you can drink in parks. You can't drink at the beach. I know that.
You can't drink at the beach?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you're not supposed to drink at the beach.
Wait, what? I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
people
pretty sure
drink,
it's illegal to drink in public spaces.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. The results do show that there is no evidence that medical marijuana laws worsen mental health at a population level. What that means is just because it's illegal or legalized, essentially there are similar population, like number of people doing it. Yeah. So
So it
across
doesn't
models,
matter.
the estimates were small and statistically insignificant, meaning that legalization did not increase depression, anxiety, or mental health complaints in a measurable way. So again, that just proves that there are the same amount of people doing it where it's legal and not legal to make the effects of marijuana like stagnant. Like it's the same everywhere. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like just because you live in California and you smoke weed because it's legal, you're not smoking more than where it's illegal. That's basically what it means because like you're smoking the same amount, so you're getting the same effects. Like you're getting the same mental health effects.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's not very legally enforced then. I mean, it is illegal, but it's like
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
again, it is a drug, but if you are needing help, we do have suicide hotlines and national helplines. It's also on our website, but I can say those numbers again. 988 is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. The SAMHSA's national helpline is a free and confidential 24/7 365-day-a-year treatment referral and information service, both in English and Spanish, for individuals and families facing mental or substance use disorders. That number is 1-800-662, and it's help, but the number, the words are spelled 4357. But again, these are located on our website. If you ever need help, please get the help you need. But yeah.
And if you just need somebody to talk to, again, we're not health professionals, but our DMs are always open. We can help you find support if needed. We can be the person you just want to talk to. Whatever it is, with us talking about the lung effects and stuff, we're not saying medical marijuana or our regular marijuana is good to use. We don't recommend doing any drugs. Like we mentioned at the beginning, there's no safe amount. But we do know that everyone's circumstances are not the same. So if you find yourself in a spot in life when you're taking marijuana or doing some kind of drug and you know it's bad for you, you know you want to quit, you're not able to get the help you need, please, 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 please reach out to somebody, reach out to us, reach out to the crisis and helplines we have on our website, and get the help you need.
Yeah. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching.
And stay tuned for our dopamine episode.
Okay, bye.